Namaskar दोस्तों, welcome to channel Toxicology Review. Today in this video we'll be discussing another DABT topic. Topic is ochratoxin A, which is a mycotoxin, and Balkan nephropathy, which is associated with the ochratoxin A. So first we'll directly see the question. The question is taken from ABT recertification question year 2009. The question is, which of the following is correct regarding ochratoxin A? So we need to identify the target organ which is associated with ochratoxin A, and we also have to see what are the mechanism, okay, and what are the epidemic or endemic regions which are associated with this type of toxicity. Okay, the right answer will be in the green text. That is, it will target this ochratoxin A. It will target the kidney and it is implicated in Balkan nephropathy. Okay, so we why the other options are also not right, but we'll quickly go through. Specifically, it will target vestibular and auditory systems. So this is something related to ototoxicity. And ototoxicity, we have certain antibiotics, like I think actinomycin or something like that. There are some videos uploaded in my channel with respect to antibiotics associated to ototoxicity. So please go through that. And third option is it will target the interneurons in the spinal cord and causes uncontrolled muscular spasms. So this is not associated with mycotoxins. Towards the end of the video, I have listed out various mycotoxins and the target organ toxicity. So there we will see, is there any toxin which is affecting nervous system and causing uncontrolled muscular spasms. Okay. The fourth option is targets the heart and mimic the vitamin deficiency. For this, you have to understand, if you see the structure of this ochratoxin, no, it doesn't contain any like that typical four-member structure ring of steroids. Okay, here the structure is isochromorine moiety and you have lactone ring. Unlike if you vitamin D, if you see calciferol or vitamin D, estrogen, progesterone, they are also all having steroidal ring. Okay, so like this, you can eliminate the option. It will target the heart and mimic the vitamin deficiency. Heart is not the target organ for this particular mycotoxin. And last option is act as a vitamin D receptor agonist, causes calcification of the lung and the kidney. So there are some other examples are there which are associated with the calcification of the lung and kidney. Probably maybe oxalate crystals uh, are associated with the kidney. So this option is also not right. Okay. So we in detail will see what are this ochratoxin A, which is a mycotoxin coming from this microsporic spores Aspergillus species. Whenever the food which is contaminated, your corn is there, cereals is there, grain, wheat, they're contaminated with this particular Penicillium fungus toxin. So whenever we consume this contaminated this cereals, grains or corn, wheat, then we'll be having this ochratoxin A toxicity. And why this is associated with Balkan nephropathy is that there is a particular region that is called Balkan endemic region, which is across this Danube River. Okay, these are the European countries associated with Romania, Bulgaria. Okay, so this particular region was the cereals and grains which were growing in this particular region. They were contaminated with with this particular Penicillium species, Aspergillus. As a result, the people who were living in this particular region, they got affected with this ochratoxin A toxicity. Coming to the target organ associated with ochratoxin A is kidney. Particularly, they are going to affect your what year? They are going to affect your chronic tubular injury, tubular interstitial fibrosis, and cortical atrophy. Okay, so if you look into the typical key features that we have to remember with respect to ochratoxin is that if you look into the mechanism, no, it will inhibit phenylalanine tRNA synthetase. As a result, it is causing disruption of the protein synthesis. This particular mechanism, induction of oxidative stress. As a result of generation of ROS generation, cells will undergo apoptosis or necrosis, mitochondrial dysfunction, DNA damage, and genotoxicity, activation of this particular MAP kinase pathway and other signaling pathways. As a result, cell will undergo apoptosis. Okay, so reactive oxygen species generation, they are going and attacking your DNA. As a result, it is causing mitochondrial dysfunction. cell will die because of the apoptosis. So this you have to remember with respect to exam. Lactone ring you have to remember with respect to exam. Source is Aspergillus penicillium species. Okay, and important thing is nephrotoxicity. It is carcinogenic. This acrotoxin A, it has been listed as IARC Group 2B by International Agency for Research Cancer. Okay, and since this is coming as a contaminant in the food products like cereal grains, so there are certain regulatory agencies. For example, WHO, World Health Organization, has given total daily intake in the human 100 nanogram per kg body weight. So similarly, we have other European regions or FDA. So how much amount of this acrotoxin A can be allowed in the food products, that is cereal grains. So they have listed various. No need of remembering these numbers for the exam point of view. But important thing is that these type of food contaminants, particularly if you see fish toxins also, they are all we have some kind of safety limits which are given by regulatory agencies, either by the FDA, EMA, or as well as WHO, TDI, ADI. Certain health-based exposure limits will be given for these type of toxins, contaminated in the case of food, plant toxins, animal toxins, fish toxins, like that. Okay, so you can pause the video and see how the various characteristic features of this ochratoxin A is there. Then this is something related to Balkan nephropathy. As I told you, this particular region, Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, Romania, this is the Danube River across which this region, people living in this region and the cereals and grains which were growing in this particular region, the contaminated with aspergillus, consuming by this particular type of contaminated cereals and grain, aflatoxin A toxicity was observed in these individuals. Okay, you can pause the video and see the pathogenesis. This is a normal kidney, and this is a Balkan endemic nephropathy. Also try to understand why it is epidemic, why it is endemic, or why it is so. These kind of things also you will get in exam. Since it is restricted to this particular geographical region that is across Danube River, it's endemic. Okay, then we'll see some of the important points with respect to Balkan nephropathy. Balkan endemic nephropathy, it is a familial progressive kidney disease found in the rural farming villages along the Danube River. These are the regions and its tributaries. Okay, those local regions, those people, local people staying in this particular region associated with upper urothelial tract cancers, okay, and is caused by long-term exposure to aristolic acid. So these are the plants. What is that particular plant is Aristolochia clematis plant, and the seeds from this plant consuming this toxin will be having this Balkan endemic nephropathy. So these are the different regions. Medical phenomena specifically target discrete communities across the exact countries. Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia, Romania, Bulgaria, Kosovo. These are the regions. This is the river. Okay. Medical investigation revealed that conditions typically affect adults between age of 30 to 60. So mostly this particular endemic disease was seen in the adults 30 to 60 years, and long incubation period spanning 10 to 20 years of continuous low dose dietary exposure. So here you have to remember some of the principles of toxicology. Low dose consumption, but repeated administration over a period of time. So how these particular spores, they have this long incubation period. Okay, aristolic acid, these are the seeds, typically contaminated home baked bread in these rural areas when the plant was harvested along with this particular wheat. Okay, so here what I have done is that from my DABT, from the DABT notes from the seniors only, I have listed out various mycotoxins. Okay, the species, the toxin, and the target organ which they are affecting. So if you see Aspergillus flavus, it is having this toxin, aflatoxin, and the target organ is liver and kidney. So this type of questions you'll get in the exam. So many questions on aflatoxin have been repeatedly asked in ABT, and this particular star mark, it says that it causes cancer. Then we have second one is claviceps purpurea. So claviceps purpurea you have to remember with respect to corn. Okay, ergot, the chemical component toxic released is lysergic acid, and it is causing necrosis, gangrene. So you can see that your food becomes completely black. Okay, CNS and tremors. So in our options, we have seen some of the drug. One of the options was option D, where it is affecting muscles or tremors. Probably, if the answer was clavicular purpurea ergot, the answer would have been right. Third is fusarium. Fusarium. So few questions previously also they have asked on fusarium, that is trichothecene T2 toxin. So in our channel also with respect to trichothecenes we have discussed. So I will upload the video in the description, the link. So main target is food refusal. So here the appetite will be decreased, direct irritation, bone marrow, hemorrhage, anemia, granulocytopenia, decrease in the WBC, immune system, and this one, there are certain plant toxins also which are used in the warfare. So in addition to the chemical weapons like phosgene, chlorine, also at that time they used to use plant toxin. So trichothecene T2 toxin was also used in the warfare in the case of Asian countries. Okay, geographically this is probably available in the Asian countries. Next, in addition to fusarium, we have zearalenone, which is F2, and it is having estrogenic activity, and it is reproductive toxicity. It is causing the target organs of zearalenone is the reproductive toxicity. And fusarium, from that source, we are also getting fumarocins, which are carcinogenic, which are causing various types of cancer. So you have to remember aflatoxin, target organ, liver and kidney. Trichothecene, target organ, granulocytopenia or hemorrhage. Cerulean, target organ is reproductive toxicity. Fumanosine, target organ, specific target characteristic toxicity is cancer causing, right? Penicillium, citridine, fungus, ochratoxin. So our question was ochratoxin. So the target organ was kidney. So citridine and ochratoxin are affecting kidney. And in addition, ochratoxin is causing cancer. And it is being listed under IARC 1B type of carcinogen. So pause the video, go back and read about IARC classification. We have five classes under IARC. So read about 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, whatever it is, read it. Then we have other things. One question with respect to griseofulvin you will be getting in exam, not in exam, but you might be aware that this is an antifungal drug and it is also causing cancer. And lubratoxin, loss of appetite in the case of cattle, and it is causing liver toxicity. Okay, so like this they might frame a question. There are certain cattle animals they were consuming in a particular region, they were consuming so and so plant, and they've lost appetite or caused liver damage. You have to identify. The answer will be rubratoxin. So like that, they will be grazing animals. There and they show certain symptoms. So we have to identify what plant or leaf they might have consumed. So like that, they will ask you in the exam. Okay. So, one more question which I came across in from the ABT recertification question papers, like year 2000 to 2009, I didn't find exact year. So the question was, answer is not answer is not ochratoxin, but rest of the options are associated with fungal toxin. So we'll see which of the following is an animal carcinogen not derived from fungus. So go back to the table and see which of the fungal toxins or mycotoxins are causing cancer because we have star mark. That means it is an important point. So here the answer is in the green text, that is ethionine. Ethionine is the one which is not derived, which is not, the source is not coming from fungus. So from where it is coming? It is a synthetic sulfur containing amino acid NLO, chemically induced and is not derived from the fungus. It is a known animal carcinogen. So the source is not from the natural. It is synthetically derived, ethionine. Okay. Important thing that you have to remember with the rest of the options is that rest of the options are coming from fungus, mycotoxin, and all of them are causing cancer. So what is that? Aflatoxin B1. What is the target organ we are saying? Liver and kidney. Okay, remember. And we have sterigometacystin. I think this is something which will cause this phospholipid bilayer disruption. I guess it will cause. Remember that one. Griseoflavulin, antifungal. The drug itself is causing cancer, and ochratoxin. Ochratoxin target organ is kidney, but it is also IARC class 1 carcinogen. Okay, so that was something related to ochratoxin, Balkan nephropathy. We try to uh, detailedly understand what are the listed mycotoxins, what are the listed fungal toxins. Okay, and what are the how the regulatory has a role in establishing safety limits. Like WHO is giving ADI, FDA is giving some acceptable daily intake. Because understand, we cannot make completely eliminate these toxins from the food sources. So some part of the residue will definitely will be there. So how to control it? So we have to establish some limit. So similarly, in the case of pesticides also, we have minimum risk level or minimum residue level, that is which is given by ATSDR. Okay, CDC also, WHO also gives you some safety limits. Okay, thank you so much. Be curious. For any questions, you can always write a mail to arya.priyanka18@gmail.com. All the best for your exam.